3 things you can do right now to make him fall back in love with you. Hey, ladies, my name is Danny, and I'm your life and relationship coach, and we are talking about reattraction, how to get him to fall back in love with you. And again, this is a question that I get all the time in my one-on-one coaching sessions, right? Attraction. The top 3 things that I talk about in one-on-one coaching sessions that people ask me all the time is communication, right? Attraction and self-development, the 3 primary ones. So attraction is obviously necessary in maintaining and sustaining a healthy relationship. And maybe you are now in a position where you feel like you have kind of lost the love of your boyfriend, your husband, your partner, and you're trying to figure out a way to get them reattracted to you. And I get it, right? You want the answers now. You want to know what you can do in this moment to make him come back to you, to make him fall back in love with you so that you are his priority again, right? So I wanted to provide you guys with 3 things that you can start to do now, that you can apply now to start to see some progress. And the first one is identify what attracted him to you in the first place, right? So what are some things, what are some characteristics? How were you in the beginning of the relationship that attracted him to you in the first place? Oftentimes what happens is when we get into a relationship, right, and we get comfortable with somebody and we get into the routines of life and things start to become a little bit monotonous and we just lose sight, right, of our partner and that the relationship is a priority in and of itself, you start to kind of lose your self-identity. You start to kind of lose who you are as a person. You start to just kind of let go of things. And the reality is your partner fell in love with you for a reason. Your partner was attracted to you for a reason. Was it because, you were a go-getter? Was it because you were very driven and self-motivated? Was it because you had incredible physique and you cared about yourself in regards to your health and all of those things, right? Whatever it is, if you have stepped away from that, if you are no longer that person, if you are no longer focused on your goals, if you're no longer focused on the things that you were focused on when you first started dating, of course there's going to be a bit of a divide, of a separation, of a disconnect, because you are not the original person that they started to date. Now, I understand people change over time, right? We are constantly developing as people. We are constantly evolving. And unless you remain on the same page with your partner through that process, it is very easy for you to start to disconnect and separate and start to feel like you're losing that attraction. So again, I reiterate, number 1, figure out what attracted him to you in the first place. So if that was just because you were carefree, you like to have fun, you were adventurous, you were sporty, and you don't do those things anymore, go back to those things, right? Start to do those things again so that you can start to reattract him to you, so that he can start to realize and recognize, oh, wait, hold on, she's still here. The second one is try to understand or reflect on the things that repel him from you. So what does that mean? Maybe there are certain characteristics, maybe there are certain things that you do that he does not like, right? That make him uncomfortable or that upset him or that he's not attracted to. So if there's, for example, nagging, right? If you were not that way in the beginning of the relationship, if you were super chill, if you were calm, if you just kind of went with the flow, and now you've gone into this cycle of nagging all the time and just really kind of feeling the need to yell at him about things or just be upset with him over everything and anything because you're constantly triggered, of course he's not going to be attracted to you. Of course he's going to start to pull away because that's not how you operated. That's not how you functioned for a long time. Maybe it's, bad habits that you've picked up over time. Maybe you were not a cigarette smoker when you first started dating and now you smoke cigarettes. Maybe you drink a little bit more than you used to. Maybe you've kind of let go of your health goals, right? In regards to your nutrition and your physical appearance. And that was a big focus for you in the beginning of the relationship and no longer is, right? You've let yourself go a little bit. Maybe it's the fact that you have closed off emotionally and you used to be very open and communicative. Whatever the case may be, it's about taking a step back, reevaluating, saying, okay, what are the things that I need to stop and change in order to really get him to be attracted to me again? Now, I want to be very clear because oftentimes people will say, well, why do I have to make all the changes? Why doesn't he do this? Why doesn't he do that? The title of the video is how to get him to fall back in love with you, right? So that means it's work that you are going to have to do, which is why it is all kind of focused and geared towards you. So again, the first thing is what attracted him to you in the first place. The second thing is what repels him, right? What characteristics, what behaviors are not attractive that you are maybe exhibiting in the relationship currently. And the last one is just be light and airy and fun, right? The last thing that guys want is drama. They don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who's constantly gossiping or constantly talking shit about other people or constantly just not happy with their situation in their life, comparing themselves to other people. So if you are that person, if you are constantly comparing yourself to others, if you have insecurities, if you have things that you have not coped with or dealt with, and it's kind of flooding into the relationship, again, that's going to take some self-work. That's going to take some self-development. But at the end of the day, it's about being airy and light and fun, because that's what relationships should be, right? Of course, there are serious moments in relationships. Of course, there are things that have to be worked on. Of course, there are arguments that people have that you have to resolve conflict. But at the end of the day, you should be building each other up. You should be supporting each other. You should be lifting each other's spirits and emotionally connecting with your partner on a deeper level. And if that requires not nagging, if that requires you changing your perspective on yourself and your relationship, if that requires you going back to that old version of yourself, do it. It's worth it if that is what you are wanting. So again, keep things fun. Go out to dinner, go out to a place that you've never been to before. Maybe try going to a theme park. Maybe try something new that you haven't done before. Step outside of your comfort zone and share that moment with your partner so that they start to see that there is a bit of life in you, that the old person that was once there is still there and that person can come back. Those are the primary ways in which you could start to get him to fall in love with you. And you can start to apply those things today. But again, it's going to take some time, a little bit of time, right? It doesn't have to take an excessive amount of time. It's going to take time. I just want to be very clear. And it's going to take some energy. It's going to take some work. You're going to have to invest some time into this. So again, number one, what attracted him to you in the first place? Number two, what repelled him from you? And number three, keeping it light, fun, and airy. If you guys like this video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button down below. I love having open dialogue with people. So if there's anything that you would like to add, any tips that you found worked for you, maybe just any questions, maybe you need more clarity, whatever the case may be, drop it down below. I try to read as many as possible and I try to answer as many as possible as well. Maybe you just want to know a little bit more, right? You want to dig a little bit deeper. You can visit us at www.happily-committed.com, where we have a multitude of different videos and blogs and articles related to this subject and many other subjects as well. Maybe you just feel like you need a little bit more support. Your circumstance is very different and you need a different tailored plan. You can book directly with myself or any of the other amazing coaches that we have on the team directly through the website. Again, my name is Danny. I'm your life and relationship coach. I hope you're staying happy and healthy, and I'll see you soon.